Blinds 25 and 50 with a $200 ante paid on the big blind. And the deuces 7 rule is in play. Win a hand with 7-2. Everyone at the table's got to pay you $200.
Starts with antes.
That's great.
25, 75, 150.
I love it.
The best.
APTs high rolls start with NT.
Yeah,
does?
the high rollers.
High rolls in APTs that start
Yeah.
with NT.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's so much better.
So much better.
And for this deuce 7 game we were playing, you have to scoop it, not chop, not like run it twice and win.
200,
one,
200
you have to
bonus.
scoop the whole
Well,
pot.
are we on for 7 deuce?
Yeah,
Because we didn't.
we are.
For sure. We're on. It's,
For
how
sure.
much is it? If
200.
200.
You'd be surprised how often the 7 deuce rule comes into play. It's always aces or 7 deuce.
Sorry, let me turn that off.
Put your cards side by side over here, over the spot.
Oh, this sure Randy's going to put in another raise here.
Are these RDF?
Yeah. RFID.
And Lou makes it 800.
And Randy's got a pretty tight image, so this should get him some respect, except that Antonio has respect for no one.
Yeah, lovely morning.
Trim down to 2 players, so Lou and Esfandiari will see the flop together.
Antonio does have a pretty good hand for cracking queens.
Is that qualify for cracking queens or not?
Absolutely. Randy.
I gotta give that
What a
shot.
bad spot for him. Top set, and it's no good.
You start with 5, right?
900 from Lou and a call from Esfandiari.
Antonio could have raised there. It was a draw-heavy board.
Both players right now are in love with their hands, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. And Randy's almost always betting again. He's just never beat here, except for now. Like never, but now.
$1,700 the bet from Randy Lou.
And I'm pretty sure we see a raise from Antonio now.
Antonio, how much is Dan Stone going to start with? 15.
Lou's repping a pretty strong hand when he bets twice. Randy, it's the first hand.
Board's got a pair on the river, otherwise the entire stack is going to Esfandiari.
First hand,
Follows
set,
the first hand every time all in.
set, what do you call it? Flush.
And Randy Lou finds a cooler on her very first hand here on Poker Night in America.
Always first hand, all in. First hand, always all in.
Flop's a straight, river's a flush.
Wow. You come in
The
as a big-
straddle is on. Elke raising blind under the gun is going to get him position before the flop.
It's really not a big deal.
No.
But I think it's better this way.
Phil Lock limps in with ace-jack. Esfandiari with ace-jack suited makes it 500. Phil Lock to 45.50.
These two guys have the same hand. These two, this is so them.
You might as well get it all in because the fear of me having deuce 7 is too strong in your veins. I can feel it. You don't want to see the deuce 7. The only way out is to go all in.
Yesterday. Jamie 4-bet is the deuce 7.
That's your way out.
I don't think he's folding.
How much more is it? 4?
Antonio's only in this hand for $500.
I like how the game is starting. It's pretty strong already.
We got some feisty players in here.
Is that
A
10?
re-raise from Antonio goes to 8,600.
And normally, if this was any other two players, I would say they're turning ace-jack into a bluff. But against each other, I have no idea.
Just toss a 50 in there or something, yeah.
You raised 13?
It's
I can't see it. Oh, it's 4.
It's
Oh, those
4,000.
purples are 5s. Okay, yeah.
It's
So
4,000.
6, 7, 8.
13.
Yeah, 4,
I thought it was
5.
13. Never mind.
Make no mistake, Chris. When this happens in real life, you're supposed to fold.
Okay, all in.
Not move all in.
Ace-jack offsuit, that is your opportunity to say goodbye.
I mean, the first 4,000 shouldn't have gone
We
in.
have to see him.
I don't have a very good hand. I'm embarrassed.
Really? We don't have to do that here?
We're going to see in
go.
15 minutes anyway.
I mean, you have to see one hand at least, probably.
Deal.
You're going to maybe see one hand.
If somebody wants to
They're
claim
both
the
too
spot.
embarrassed to show.
Ace, I don't know. Probably not good. Maybe it's good. You might have a set of queens. Now I have to fade queens and
This is
aces.
so funny. They both think they're going to win this pot. Oh!
Yeah, I might not be good.
Now they're both going to think they're losing.
You like to chop?
No, you have ace king. It's going to be.
You want to chop or no?
You don't have a choice.
Yes or no?
No.
Well, how?
It is a chop.
Look, you.
Fucking
Say yes.
knucklehead gets 15,000 with ace
The
jack.
best-
What an idiot.
I thought I was ahead or chopping.
Yeah, when I re-raise you there, your hand's like
Kid,
really good.
keep putting
all
it
the
in with
time.
ace jack. Let's see how far you go.
What a numbnuts. By the way, that was really well played. Just raise a 4,000 with the ace jack. Like just to win 500 and like some of the time you lose your whole stack. You were so hopeless, it's amazing. You know, Phil, when the shooting star took place, I don't know, 15 years ago, he had a party for all the shooting stars and he hired me as a magician to work the party. And I was hanging out with all these poker stars and I was like in La La Land. I'm like, oh my God, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. You know, I was doing magic, he hired me.
That's awesome. Great story.
True story.
And then he wanted to pay heads up for the fee.
I said, you gotta play me for my fee for doing the magic, double or nothing.
So I did play him heads up for the fee. He was playing like a maniac even then. Raise. His usual tournament style, not his cash game style. And finally I picked up aces.
625.
And it came like the king, deuce, deuce, and we put most of it in, and a 5 came. And he just, and I just snapped it in there, and he showed me pocket 5s.
On.
Double up on the fee.
Typical kid play.
The kid, you know? Yeah.
Uh-oh. First squeezer moves in, second squeezer in the tank. This is
That's
not good.
nice. You know, it's
Not
like,
good. I love squeezer battles, you know?
How much is the
Squeeze
deuce
her
to
battle.
seven worth? Have you ever noticed how Phil Locke influences the action in the deuce to 7 game all the time?
Yeah, he gets involved.
But no, I mean, he influences the action because he doesn't want to have to pay the 200. So he can't help himself. I noticed this yesterday. I didn't say it out loud. So every time he has to suggest that someone might have deuce 7 so that he might not have to pay $200.
well, yeah.
Every time.
That's been
He's
like pre-established for a lot, right, Antonio? Do 7. When some raise happens, you're allowed to go.
We
I'm
do
ready."
twice.
You're allowed to do that.
No, just one.
Oh, we can chop right now if you want.
Man, if Jamie loses and gets shown 7 deuce, he may not survive.
Oh, you're dead.
I don't want it.
You're dead.
It's worth $11.
Pocket 9.
Club.
Ace king.
What'd you have?
Antonio was priced in, by the way, if you're wondering why he called an all-in with 7 deuce. Uh-oh, diamonds. Ace king holds.
You win. I had outs.
On the turn, he picked up the world.
28.50.
And Jamie Staples is elated to double up through Antonio Esfandiari.
You can reach that.
I do not, but I will try my best to get to the bottom of it. I once ate Phil Hellmuth's leftover Oreos.
If you give me a discount.
That's the end of the story.
I got a 50 discount. yesterday.
Scott Ball makes it 300 with ace king.
It's 300 open. That's it. Yeah.
Phil, you wakeboarded all night?
Just from 4 till 9:30.
A raise to 900 from Dan O'Brien.
And Dan is
What
dominated.
exactly is wakeboarding?
Wake surfing. The boat generates waves, and you put the board in the wave, and you surf it. Surf that wave.
You want to play your hand and then explain numbnuts?
Mean.
That's him.
I think he's only saying that because he's hungry.
He's hangry.
He is
That's what's
hangry
going
right
on.
now.
He should have eaten that sweet potato he's being offered.
Wow, the great mind of Phil Locke. Can you imagine what's going on up there, Somerville?
The psychic flow, man.
You did not believe what he did with Ace Jack earlier. I mean, it was so bad. Even you would say it's so bad.
I believe it.
It was just so bad.
Sometimes you have to get it in, but that was not one of the
That was,
Good, Elkie. That's Elkie's line. That might be the line of the day. Sometimes you just have to get it in.
yeah, you do, right? With Ace Jack. That was definitely not the time. He got in 15,000.
Well, Phil Locke makes it 3,300 with ace king suited. Coming back around to Scott Ball.
Thank you.
That was sick. He goes like limp 100, makes it 500, makes it
all in.
3,500,
No, 4,500.
45,
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yes. Super squeeze hurt
makes
so
it
much.
8,500, and goes all in for 15K with ace jack.
15K.
Dan gets away from it.
33 from both of us. Richard.
I made it like 8,200, like I'm ever folding for another 7K. He's only got
You had ace
15K.
jack also?
I had Ace Jack of spades.
Back to this hand. It is the same hand, same situation. Ace king versus ace king suited.
Except in this situation, it's okay to get it in.
Ace jack, no good. Ace king, that's fine.
70 would already snap. It's gonna get worse. 37 than whatever he has.
Whatever.
Guys, we should have to turn over one card for all in. At least one, so we have some sort of a good sweat.
Of course you should. You have to turn over.
I'm not going to show my hand.
Let's do it from now on. We got to just show one card.
What? That's
Is that
bad
common
for
on
the
Poker
show.
Night in America? I hate it when they don't show their hands when I'm in the game. Now I know what they are. I don't care if you show them or not.
Ace king, come on.
One
Ace or a
club
king?
on that flop.
Ace.
Chop it up.
Like queen 9. He just made 9s or something.
No, he's got.
Scott can exhale now.
He's got queens. Phil's got queens. He's not happy about it. Ace queen.
Chop it up.
A couple of huge pots that just ended in chops. It's kind of disappointing.
Guys, so
a
we're
little
gonna
more
show one if
action.
we're all in, yeah? That seems reasonable.
Okay,
I
one.
really know anyways in 15 minutes. I'll just flip
Okay,
them both
one
out.
if you're all in.
I prefer to show both. So whatever.
Check out the way this dealer's chopping the pot. It's like synchronized
So then
swimming.
you take away from the.
And it's funny how when you watch the live stream, you really get to see all the hands that are being played. And these players are so good. I'll just put it out there. They are really good players.
Don't mind
We're
giving
seeing a lot
Antonio a
of
little tongue.
odd kind of play here, maybe you think, but 10 hands set up each hand that you're seeing.
We're just showing the car crash hands, but there's lots of metagame happening in between.
10s for Esfandiari, up to 300.
Mr. O'Brien.
And Dan O'Brien will look him up.
Dan's caught a piece here. Means he's not going to fold on the flop. And now Dan's got a bigger piece. He is, in fact, cracked 10 so far. Antonio's up and down, though.
She had behind.
Dan's decided to lead the turn, which you'd often do with a draw. So I think Antonio's
60,
never
60.
folding.
65.
Antonio does call. And we go to the river, which is another 7. Full house now for O'Brien. Does pairing the board scare Antonio at all at this point?
I think it does, especially when Dan bets the river. Shouldn't be too much trouble for him to get away from this. He's not beating much at all. Dan's fired on every street. I don't think he can really rep a bluff either since the board ran out with most of the draws missing.
Good bet size from O'Brien, though, if you are going to get Antonio to call here.
Yeah, pretty small relative to the size of this pot.
It's the right price for curiosity, as a friend of mine used to say.
Mr. O'Brien? Ace 8?
So where were you wakeboarding at 4 in the morning, Phil?
We got an All-American Dave's. We just drove to Lake Mead. You can get there in 38 minutes from Panorama to the
I like
lake.
the precision, 38
And then
minutes. Yeah.
38 minutes from bed to boat, pretty much, roughly.
But 4
Boom.
a.m. it's not
Hey,
like-
speaking of boats, lol.
4:10. I got to his
I thought it was called wakeboarding because you do it when you're awake.
4:11.
Getting it wrong for a really long time.
And then we were in the boat and drifting around.
And I got this one wrong too. Antonio did not get
You know,
away from it. He
Lake
called.
Mead, boom. It's right there. He has a boat that generates the waves.
Let's play a big one.
How many World Series of Poker bracelets do we have around the table?
Well, the only ones that count are Phil's 14.
Elke's got bracelets, right?
Elke's got 1 or 2.
No, I mean he's very
He
passionate.
does have some bracelets, yes.
That's what I meant.
He
I'm
owns
sorry.
wrist accessories. Correct.
And right on cue, Elke raises with ace-king suited. Antonio Esfandiari in the small blind is going to raise to 1,200 with ace-queen.
see what my
There's
read is.
aces everywhere around this table.
And what my read is like?
Oops.
Ding, 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 ding,
Defense,
ding, ding, ding.
defense.
Scott just calls with 2 10s, and he is probably going to have to call a little bit more because I think Elke is probably going to pile it in here.
I thought Elke was going all in.
That was right then.
My read was right. Yeah, I think those can go back.
Yeah, feels good when that goes fold, 200.
So Elke is all in for 3,200. And Esfandiari is going to bet enough to put ball all in.
These two put Scott in a bad spot.
He's got the best hand.
Isolating with 7 high.
I'm not worried about the do 7 anymore.
Might be isolating.
Sad
Sad thing is that this is like a super nitty fold. I'm not even afraid of Antonio, but I'm so afraid of Elke.
Whatever. I just want to get the dead money in
Good,
there.
Antonio. That's better than his jack.
Yeah, you got me.
Scott's just not rolled the way they are.
What
Gets
is it?
out of the way.
Flipping one card?
Elke had the nuts, so I
Antonio
laid down
flipping one
pretty
card?
good hand.
Yeah, and that's the rule.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh. It's out on the flop.
10?
What? 10?
You just said a 10?
Yeah.
I mean, forget about Elke winning this hand. If you fold a 10 there, how do you sleep tonight or
Straight?
ever again?
Oh, the nuts straight. Queen 9 suited.
Not now, Phil. Come on, who calls with Queen 9?
Turned out pretty good for me, I guess.
Certainly not you.
Yes, sir.
I have to win post flop on that board.
Elke's going to double up. Scott Ball's going to be left with a bad taste in his mouth.
And Antonio continues to be stuck.
No, that you raise twice and then they re-raise you twice, and so you tighten down your range like I knew you would. But they don't think like there's no reading ability, there's no math, there's no logic. There's Antonio on tilt.
That we call it AOT. Antonio on tilt.
Antonio on tilt. Antonio on tilt. That's it. You know. Here he goes again. There's a song. You know that song, Phil?
How's it
Here
go?
I go again on my own.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's so out of key. Oh, that's
We're gonna have an
horrible.
entire musical collage we can put together between the rapping, the singing. We'll have it all ready.
Going down that lonely road.
White magic meet
Going
white
down
snake.
that only road I've ever known.
What would I have to pay to have you sing at my wedding, Phil? It would be get a solid appearance fee. Like, so I get like a small friendship discount, but like 20K maybe, something like that. You would do it?
That's with the small friendship discount?
I wouldn't sing. I'd just rap.
That would be great. You can do whatever you want. I would let you be an open performance.
Just rap.
I've seen Phil rap in person. You know 2 Chains?
So out of key.
Phil's 14 bracelets.
That's such a great song by Whitesnake too. I just butchered it.
Randy Liu sent his first $5,000 on Poker Night in America earlier tonight to Antonio Esfandiari. And he's going after some of that money again. He makes it $3,100.
Would you have re-raised if I would have called? You saw he was strong too, right?
Yeah, he was strong for sure.
Yeah.
Antonio should be folding unless there's some 8-4 rule I don't know about.
But he calls.
Believe it. You know, people think that reads are always like helpful. And of course, you know, you make an extra 20, 30 million over your career if you read well. But sometimes a good read's very costly. Sometimes a great read's costly. Someone raises, someone re-raises, you know that the 10s are good.
Randy's got the best hand, but that is a stupid flop for jacks. Antonio's going to be able to bluff Randy off this, I think.
The guy with Jack 8 somehow shoved.
Check from Liu.
Jacking. You know?
Check behind from Antonio.
Antonio's going to check more often when he has something than when he has nothing, in my opinion.
3 on the turn.
And there's absolutely no chance Antonio doesn't take some opportunity to bluff at some point in this hand. There's just no way he calls pre-flop with 8-4 suited and just expects to get lucky with it. Randy's kind of playing his hand face up a little bit too.
Acting very scared of the board. But Antonio doesn't take his opportunity. He checks. We go to the river.
Antonio Rivers a flush. Draw.
So will Liu fire on the river?
I don't think he can.
Check call is probably going to be his only play here. He does check, so back to Antonio.
He's just got to hope Antonio is going to bluff at this. So Antonio's seen Randy play this super passively, and he can't possibly think 8 high has a chance of winning at showdown. He has to bluff it here.
You know, the 3-bet stuff. I don't like most poker clothing, but I like a lot of their stuff, so I ordered a couple shirts, and some of them were some of the most comfortable shirts I own. Really. I think it's actually, he has a long sleeve one with a hoodie, like a long sleeve, like thin hoodie. That's such a comfortable shirt. I think I have 3 of them.
I signed with 3Bet because I love their gear too.
Phil just said he loves the gear of the company he just signed with.
I'm getting a little bit older, so I wasn't sure I could wear any of the tight-looking stuff, but
That's weird.
everybody told me I look good, especially my wife. So, and I like the shirt that I wore
Whose
the
else
last couple
opinion
shows.
matters?
My wife's opinion, you know. I mean, that's
That's the
good
only one
enough.
that matters.
It's the only one that matters.
I can drink with Sam Abernathy, but
Phil, you dropped the name.
it's only my wife.
Right, yeah.
It's right there by your.
Good point. It was not.
It doesn't
setup
need to be
was.
set up, in all fairness.
To be fair, we'd have all lost a lot of money with deuce to 7 to Elke that hand. Except me, I would have raised big before the flop.
Yeah, that's how you handle that
You
one.
would have taken down before the flop.
Yep.
Except me. LOL.
Because I'm playing so nitty.
Phil Hellmuth is like a Ming vase, priceless and also pretty fragile.
What a game. I have this hand, and I have no option but to play this hand weird.
3. I was like, well, if he doesn't have the nuts, he's probably going to fold.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Jason Somerville, 5-7 suited, raised to
Here
300.
comes Antonio, 15. Here comes AOT.
And Phil's got him nutted as far as clubs are concerned. But Antonio is not going to let anyone see a cheap flop. He's got what I like to call lady kings.
1,500's the bet from Antonio.
Yeah, Jason, why did you do that? I wanted to limp in and let him make it 700, and then I only have to put in 700 with the best hand.
In position, Phil can certainly take a flop with
I
this.
don't want to put 1,500 in with the best hand.
Okay, Phil, whatever you say, Phil.
That's the best when you just flop the nuts and they just shove into you, huh?
That's pretty good feeling, especially when you're like, oops.
It's looking like a good fold. Queen's still good.
It took Elke a really long time for you to call, for him to call too.
For sure.
On call. On
Yeah,
call.
I'm not gonna throw it in, that's not nice.
2,200's the bet.
And as to be expected, Jason folded the flop. And the straddle's back on.
Dan O'Brien with ace-8 of hearts makes it 350. Folding around to Antonio on the button.
Is it?
350 total.
Raise it. And a little more AOT action. He just loves to punish, making it 1,000 with King 9.
Elke, what's that game? What's that video game where the Rampage? You have the big gorilla, like, and he.
It's called Rampage.
Called Rampage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Antonio right now. He's a big gorilla trying to knock down the building.
Hey, Chris, what's that Pac-Man game called? With Pac-Man?
With the yellow thing that bites
yeah,
things
with the
and
Pac-Man thing.
Right? Am I right? That's Antonio right now, rampaging.
Pac-Man.
Ah!
Or is it Miss Pac-Man?
Depends whether or not she's wearing a bow in her hair.
True.
So Dan O'Brien starts with the best hand, flops best, 2 pair. And if Antonio is planning on bluffing at any point, it is not going to work.
Dan's hoping that's exactly what Antonio's got up his sleeve. He
I can't
checks.
believe I have to quit this game.
It's juicy, right?
Yeah, you can't quit now.
So fun.
Look at Antonio.
Wait, Phil's leaving?
I have to go
It's
to
not
New York.
Antonio over there, it's AOT.
Yeah, it's ready to give it out to you.
Not
Yeah,
Antonio.
They look so
If
similar.
we're
it's
Antonio, I
crazy.
just leave, but
They
it's
drive the
AOT.
same car and everything, but it's different
They
guy.
drive the same
Literally
car.
the same car.
They live in the same house.
They do. They like the same food. It's crazy.
They even look precisely exactly the same.
Yep.
Looks-wise, right? Except AOT has a little more red in his cheeks. Just a little more red.
If I were Dan,
Look at him.
I think I'd be too scared to value bet this, thinking I could only get called by better and not wanting to get raised. But Dan's a good poker player, so I think he bets it. This is exactly the kind of spot where you got to try to get all the value you can.
We saw this earlier at this table when Dan O'Brien, river to full house, made a small bet on the river. Again, how much is his curiosity worth? But unfortunately for Dan O'Brien this time around, Antonio really did have nothing and didn't pay him off. French? All right, let's get to the action. Blinds are 25 and 50. Now there's also a $200 ante on the big blind. There's an optional $100 straddle, and also deuce 7 is in play. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, there's 3 straddles happening right now. We've got a single straddle, a double straddle, and a double straddle. That means that Randy Lou, Jason Somerville, and Antonio Esfandiari have all put money into this pot blind. Whee! So the original straddler just has to pay $300 to call.
And that is Randy Lou in the 3 seat.
All in.
Players all in.
All in. It's pretty strong. First card is pretty good. Not amazing, but it's got a lot of potential.
No.
Come on. Let it slow roll?
Yeah.
Let me think about it. That was a Phil Lock laugh.
Oh, here comes a slow roll.
There's no version of me folding. Should I end your misery now or should I slow roll you?
I slow rolled you earlier. You can do whatever you want.
All right, let me think about it. How much is it?
I think Lou knows he's getting slow rolled right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just accepted it, like he's going down on the Titanic.
If AOT gets this hand, we're going to see the exit of AOT and the entrance of Antonio.
Yeah. I'm rooting for.
Can I ask Elke what to do?
That's 2 aces. When he needs the help of a
Sure.
pro, it's usually 2 aces.
Okay, what do you think I should do?
One of the famous moments in Poker Night in America history was the Sean Deeb slow roll. Antonio's trying to rock it up to number 2.
It seems to be tradition now.
60 what?
It's aces. When he asked the help of Elke, it was aces.
I don't know
I
when you're.
figured out the math on this one.
This one I got at least. Let him see it.
I played 100?
You played 100 on this hand.
Show one?
You might be behind us then.
Oh, it's 2 queens.
Yeah, everyone and their cat knows that it's 2 queens now.
Meow.
Set or ace
Ooh, that's a
10.
bad board for.
Either one,
You
it's
could be
no
slow
fun.
rolling too, though. You could have.
All right, Lou's got a little
Yes,
something
Lou,
brewing. He
Lou,
hits a
that's
10 on the flop.
Or ace 10. No matter what you have, you win.
So Randy's going to need to hit a king or a 10 on the river, otherwise he will be felted.
I really doubt it. King 10, no good.
King 10 is no good.
King 10. I have King 10.
Wow, Andy got soul red. Never lucky Lou.
Ace 10 or pocket 10s there?
No.
Randy Lou,
Damn it.
Luco, 12.8 hands.
I said, as Jason calls
There you
it,
go.
a pork chop.
It's a little pork. It's a great phrase for so many things.
And honestly, I really enjoy pork chops.
Nice. So it works on multiple levels
Yeah.
for you then. See, I don't really like pork chops in real life, but
But in poker,
In poker, they're
you love
delicious
pork
and
is your
wonderful.
favorite. Is the
Now, I know
other
people say you got to play the 7 deuce like you play aces. Would you make it 450 with aces in this situation?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
In a cash game, you're going to get action regardless, so most people, like in a tournament, only raise like 2 or maybe even 3x. Raising 4.5 times in a cash game, totally fine. Someone will call you.
I'm gonna start off playing good, I think, just for at least a few hands. Well,
I feel like too much love ball.
Well, there is 1 call, and now there is 2 calls.
How's that coffee, Dan?
So good, thank you.
Got some cake pops.
Oh, no, I don't need that. Definitely don't need that.
2 pair for Somerville. Once again, the 7 deuce is in a spot where it's going to be nearly impossible to bluff someone off their hand.
Phil, why is it so hard to make a pair?
Because there's so many cards, and you only get 2.
It's very difficult.
The other 3 can be any of 13 ranks.
He's cracked it, everyone. Phil Locke has solved poker.
That's why they added the deuce 7, so you one extra way to win.
Why does someone always bring up deuce 7 when someone's got deuce 7? Elke's really going for it.
Dude, no, they got deuce 7 is thrown into
Oh, yeah,
the
so it's
queens
2,
up.
yeah,
It's like
1.2
18 or
levels.
Super polar.
Yeah, Randy's on level 12 million. And
2,800,000.
Maria's
12.8.
TBD.
Maria's just here. We haven't seen what's going on yet, you know?
Just hanging out.
Comes the river.
So far.
Okay, now Jason just got counterfeited, so it's possible Elke could get him to fold now, but still I'm not sure. Elke's gonna have to go for it so hard, he's gonna have to go 5 it.
an Insta.
Oh, hey,
Let's
Maria,
find
you're
out
not
if
allowed to
Daniel
see
Bryan's
what
single
hands.
today. I'm sorry?
You're not allowed to
Okay.
get.
Yeah, we all
I
agreed
wasn't
no
watching yesterday, so
social
people
media.
were just like tweeting
Yeah,
it.
but so,
when I
don't,
was
so
like-
if someone tells you a hand and you see it, you got to tell us.
And here comes the bomb. How much is it going to be?
44 into 68. That's a pretty good bet.
Pretty sure I had the best hand at some point in this, but the question is about right now, though.
Best hand the whole way, you dirty basement kid.
Well, I guess. I mean, I can beat the 7 deuce for sure. That I know.
That's what he's got.
But... Oh man, okay, it's so tough. So close.
Nailed it.
There it is. Thank you.
Jason gets them right a lot.
So still no one's been paid on the 7 deuce prop bet.
For 50. But it was an honor.
We're even.
Yeah. There we go.
Man, Ace King is going around like a virus in a preschool.
350.
Dan O'Brien, how much you winning today?
Wow, that's a bad meal. Poor Dan O'Brien.
I might not even be able to afford to go to Burning Man after this.
Actions on Randy Lou.
You can always come crash with me in Canada, dude.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
That's nice. I might have to.
You're one of the like dozen people that has open invitation. You can always stay at my abode.
You move
So,
out
Locke,
of
do you
Hannah?
want that? Do you want that trade? Can we trade that mutually? No,
That's
so you
gonna
don't
be
want to do it
tough.
2 ways.
That's gonna be tough.
You see what I'm saying?
Nobody makes the invite
He
to,
wants the free
to the
roll.
Phil Locke home.
He wants
That's
the
a
free
tough
roll, but
cut.
he doesn't want to give me anything back. What's the exchange here? Just like friendship exchange?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
He doesn't even know about
I just want to go visit you
You
one
just
day.
wanna come visit me? You can come visit me, Phil. You got it.
It's the armed security at Phil's gate
Well, I
that
have
are
to
the
do
real
it on Poker
sticklers.
Stars, the world's largest and greatest
flop.
poker site. So
So, how often are you there?
I'll be there for the next probably like 3.5 months.
Top set for Locke.
Streaming live on Ronin.
Gut shot for Randy Lou.
That's how we do.
A bad gut shot.
How much do I have to pay you right now to have 10% of your lifetime earn?
Looks like Dan's gonna peel.
I feel like you're one of those guys that's just gonna earn, you know?
Turn.
If I say yes and you say yes, then I have to commit to this, right? So I
Yeah,
have to make sure
of
this is
course.
a precise number.
Yeah.
So O'Brien picks up a gut shot now.
Cash up front is worth a lot.
Cash up front is worth a lot. That's true. To buy 10% of Jason Somerville for life. There
For
you
life,
go.
yeah.
And
And
also,
at the end of every year, you give me.
I just give you a check for hundreds of thousands of dollars every year.
Against Phil Locke, Ace King is sometimes gonna be the best hand and will almost always have plenty
So
of
also, I'm
outs.
selling it to you, so I got to give you some ROI here also, right? So
Again, just not now.
10% of my earnings for life. The price would be north of 2 million, I'm sure.
North
of
of 2 million.
So
Wow.
I think it would be somewhere
That's
in the.
confidence.
If I offered you $1 million today, cash, you wouldn't take it?
No, I wouldn't take $1 million for sure.
Of course not. What the
You're making a lot of
Lifetime.
money.
I've been alive for 50 years.
We're gonna live forever. We're gonna live forever.
$1 million today is worth a lot more than $1 million in 10 years.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I.
but in 10 years, he's gonna have 10 million, so who cares?
You
But
got
Dan's
that.
called.
I
We
don't
know
his
he's only got
finances,
4
but I don't
outs.
He's gonna live forever. We're all gonna
But if
live
you're,
forever.
let's just say
comes the
hypothetically, you're
river.
a guy with a net worth of 20K, but you have a
That is not one of the
huge
4 outs he
future
was looking
potential.
for.
You might want to take the million now.
Not going to be an out for anybody usually.
Yeah, if you can use
Should
a
picked
million
up a
to, like,
flush draw on the turn.
the potential, then that might be worth it.
Yeah.
I don't think Phil is going to be too scared
Wealthy benefactor in my life.
of Dan picking up a flush draw on the
Well,
turn
this is
though.
O'Brien and Phil Locke battle. I like it.
As he
What's
eyeballs
the action?
Dan's stack.
Sir?
I've checked.
Oh, it's on Phil Locke. He's doing one of his things, I think. Oh, there it is.
And
Come
Phil
on,
just
Dan
puts the
O'Brien,
ball in.
punish
You
him,
can't even
please.
bluff him back.
Oh, you can't go. That's it. It's over. Next game.
I think I want to fold the nut flush. No, I don't have that.
Dan's got no chips. More like Dan O'Brien.
Only invites to get into this game, Stapes.
Mine must have got lost in the mail. Oh, limpy, limpy.
Oh my goodness.
I got a text. I know
Cooler
that you're
alert.
The King of Diamonds, Queen of Spades or clubs or something.
Wake up, Jamie
Bluff
Staples.
him
It's
for
time to play a hand.
9-10.
Good job.
I had you beat.
I mean, Jamie's image is so nitty.
Hey, what do you
Everyone might just fold to this 3-bet.
What do you have over there?
Correct.
Maria just sat down. She doesn't know that.
10-7.
Also, I think Jax is a little too strong to fold.
Diamonds.
So you had a 7.
That's
I
7.
bluffed him
Yeah, you bluffed me with the
on
king.
television. I like that. It's gonna hurt him forever. It's gonna.
He made
haunt
the
him
3-bet big too.
Do you remember any hands where I got bluffed? Or?
All right, well, Somerville doesn't fold.
You're always the one bluffing.
You did all the bluffing.
Maria certainly can't now.
I'm paying off. I paid off everybody.
Jimmy's done a pretty good job here of knowing that when Maria 3-bets, she's going to be pretty strong. So he's going to get away with getting this 4-bet call in 2 different spots. Well done so far.
AOT left the
Maria got a great price to call with Jason calling in front of her. Queen high flop. Great for Jamie Staples.
bluff.
That's a bluff. That's Antonio bluffing.
Someone's got to bring him back.
It is unlucky for Jamie in such a way that Maria and Jason could get away from this pretty easily, though.
Yeah, there might not be any more money here at the end of the rainbow. 2,400 the bet from Staples.
And Jason knows his rep pretty well. So there's a fold.
Can I get a food thing for somebody? There's a place called Zaytun. It's actually pretty close. Yeah. My man. So I'd like to order a chicken kebab with the Shirazi salad.
All right, this pot approaching 10K.
Grilled onions. Perfect.
So one more diamond on the turn. Both pick up flush draws.
Well, you can order it on Bite Squad. It's like $5 or something. Deliver, yeah.
Anybody else want Persian food?
No thanks. I'm gonna wait for All American.
Oh, yeah, you guys are.
I've never had Persian food.
Order. Do you like chicken? Yeah. Get a chicken kebab. You'll love it.
It's good stuff.
I'll try the same thing he's getting. Yeah, whatever he's getting. Yeah.
That bright, that's really crispy because it burns by the
crispy
pan.
rice,
That's
Teddy.
really good
Teddy.
stuff. Yep.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
Jamie's all in.
How much is our kissing back?
Oh.
Okay.
Put that up. Let me do it again.
This is gonna be help because I'm not really sure how long I could hold it like this. So.
Oh,
We're
it's
gonna
so
go that
cruel.
way or come back this way.
One drop, it's a quarter. It's one drop, it's a quarter.
That looked like a call.
Looks like a call to me.
Sure is.
Ace, ace.
Oh, Maria's got the best hand.
it more than once?
Sure, but I don't know how I could win. Let's just run. There's no way.
Phil,
to
did you
win.
say Maria's the best hand?
There's pretty much no. There's.
I
I'm not
thought
no
she-
way.
I thought she had
have
a flush.
Two outs.
Like a 6-high
It's
flush.
up to you.
Twice.
Sure, twice. I have 2 outs because you got me covered on the deck.
So they're going to run the river twice. You got to win it both times to scoop the whole pot. First one goes to Jamie Staples.
Well, that's not gonna do it. Everyone's all looking like just.
This is ace queen.
Second one goes to Jamie Staples. He gets it all.
It was well worth the wait to bring that $19,000 pot home to Papa. Who put Antonio and Kid Poker in those 2 T-shirts next to each other? Is it Miami Vice on Poker Night in America? Because it looks like Crockett and Tubbs to me. All right, action is on Dan O'Brien in seat 1.
Dan's the big loser. So far in the game, in life, he's pretty cool.
He makes it 900 with ace 10.
So we had a straddle, which is a blind raise from Maria Ho, a double straddle from Antonio Esfandiari. Daniel Negreanu limped in the double straddle. Dan O'Brien raising. Somerville's in. Esfandiari's in.
10,000?
Back to Daniel, who's making it 10K with King 6 suited.
He is mixing it up. That's a mix-up.
Mix it up, right?
11,000.
Did I put too much? Oh, I thought I did.
You probably did, and they can't believe what they saw.
I have 10 more. You can have it. Let's go.
Daniel kicking things off, giving 0 you-know-whats.
The 2 richest guys are wearing pastel. What does that mean? You get to a certain threshold and then you switch over.
Easter egg colors. Yeah, that's right. At a certain point of
I don't give a what you do. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Read me. Here. What do I got? What do I got? He's always so good. He knows what I have. Who cares? There's no sense doing a poker face anymore. He just knows.
Right, he just knows.
I just end up telling him.
Daniel just makes this move so infrequently with air.
I'll try it one more. I'll show you if you fold at least 1 card. I'll show you 1 card if you fold.
What an absolute wackadoo.
But maybe 2. It's still a possibility.
Oh, all in. Okay, good luck. Once or twice.
Who has to do 7?
Whatever you want.
Let's do twice for fun.
Wait. We also
I got 2 kings.
You have to show.
Wow. I'm kidding.
You have to show at least 1 card.
Are we showing our cards?
Well, at least 1
Show
card.
one.
Chris, do you hear that flushing sound? Ooh. One of these 2 guys is about to drop 20 grand in the toilet.
Ace Queen still ahead.
2 times, though.
They are running it twice. You got to win them both to scoop the pot. There's a 6 for Daniel.
I have a pair.
He's very likely to win this first run out. And he does win it.
Pair.
It's you.
All right. I'm happy now. I don't care what happens.
So he's free rolling now.
A $41,000 pot.
Oh, the sickness has exploded.
I have a suited hand. What do you want me
It
to
was
do?
suited, yeah.
Suited hand.
You're trapped.
Yes, it
You
is.
had no outs.
Come on, man. Break even one time. Hit me a king or a 6.
Oh, it would be a sick one.
Oh, so gross.
Hey, your teeth coming back for sure now.
Oh my God.
What a lockbox. How does Daniel take that twice?
Ding dong.
I'm barefoot now, but with sandals on standby.
Remember how I said Antonio was in for 50K and only down 2,000, thinking he probably felt pretty good? Guessing it doesn't feel real good right now.
Yeah, no, now he's down 22,000.
And he's also probably looking for the person that invited Daniel to the game.
Look how sad he is. You almost feel, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't feel bad for him. Not ever. So we had Elke straddling, Phil Lock raising, 6-2 suited, Maria and Esfandiari coming along for the ride. What is Esfandiari doing? There's a 7-deuce rule, right? Where if you win 7-deuce, everyone's going to pay you $200?
Yeah, so why would you play 7-3?
No idea. Other than the fact that maybe AOT, a.k.a. Antonio on tilt, is back.
It's very tough to tell the difference.
I mean, just look at the hands from Phil and Antonio. These guys are nuts. And Elke is very quietly made a straight on the turn.
Locke still has the flush draw, and he hits it on the river.
Wow, so Elke gets there, Phil re-gets there. And Elke's going to lose something here. He's going to expect if someone had a flush draw, they would have bet it.
Everyone checked around on the flop and the turn. It's very unusual, so this pot's relatively small.
I think Phil's probably got to just call here.
Or make it 33.75. That's another option. That's what you meant to say.
I mean, I just feel like he can really only get paid by better flushes.
Wizard approved raised.
I mean, Locke is so capable of bluff raising here. It's really tough for Elke to fold. Maybe he will pay it off.
I can't even impress Philemon by my folding abilities, so what's the point of folding anymore? What's the point of folding anymore? I can't get free respect.
That's true.
I only understood like 2
Yesterday I was
words.
like, oh, if I fold, I can get
Respect and folding, and I'm like,
get
how can
respect
everybody
from
laugh? I don't know what the hell he's
Philemon,
saying.
It's like you don't speak Elke, right? It's like when it's the river and it's like getting raised. It's like so sick because like
Why?
flush is good,
Yeah.
but you know it's like he can have so many hands. So
Oh man, I'm making the sickest whatever.
I will say Phil's made a pretty great read here. Decided Elke's going to have a straight a lot because that's about the only worse hand that can call him. Come on, Elke. Nice one, Elkster.
A game. Elke's playing. Elke's trying to win.
Yeah.
I'll give you $100 up to 8. Phil Lock, I got dozens of requests for us to have a Phil Lock, Jay Carver prop betting show. Since Antonio is too big time now, we could do it. I'm willing to take over that responsibility.
What are you talking about?
With
I
your
wanna be
blessing.
involved. I don't want to not be involved.
All right, well, hey, that sounds even better then. Let's keep it all one big happy gambling family.
Sickest. Phil,
Raise.
why?
I read Razor's Edge, kid.
And that's why you limped. That's what you learned from the Razor's Edge.
We raise the river, it's like the most painful
That's
spot.
definitely true.
It's easy to call pre-flop, like.
Raise.
You have like 5 cards to come, you know, you're curious and stuff.
So now it's Maria Ho with the 7-deuce.
And she's running it into kings.
12.8 million hands. Do you do that? Do you ever limp with that there? No?
I haven't done that once.
It's probably not a profitable play then. If in 12.8 million hands you haven't done it, it's probably not going to show a profit now.
No, he's never played a game like this before in those 13 million hands, right? So you never know. Maybe this is the perfect scenario, Phil Lock.
This could be the time.
This could be the time.
I was pretty sure in 12.8 million hands, it hadn't happened yet. I just wanted confirmation, you know. I'm neural netting the game. I'm going to learn, you know.
Neural netting the
Antonio started 8 days ago. I'm going to start today. I'm only 8 days behind.
So sick.
Okay, I'm going to come give you a
Oh,
hug.
sick.
I can't help myself. What am I supposed to do, kid? I had it. I can't tell you what I had. I can't tell you what I had. I just want to give you a little, because I feel bad, you know.
And a blocker.
You feel bad bluffing him, right? So
Nut blocker.
Nice.
So when he says he feels bad, that's more likely to mean he actually had the absolute nuts. Because this is just the way his brain works. Whatever a lie is, he like goes down that stream the whole way.
Straddle's on.
Yeah, you should be happy you won.
Didn't Debbie Harry start the band Psychic Flow? I could have swore she was.
Before my time.
Yeah.
is that a limp, Phil Lock? Okay, I guess.
Phil's limping so he can call a raise later if he has to. Hey, the straddle's on and the 7-deuce is on. Don't forget, you win a hand with 7-deuce. Everyone at the table's got to pay you $200.
Daniel, what's your psychic flow saying about water?
So I get one purple back.
Sound impossible, but I'm in consideration. Why you want to drink, huh?
Just like nothing necessarily out of hand, just like a little, just
little
to wet
pick-me-up?
our beak a bit.
Wet our beak.
Wow.
Let's get some wet flops and wet our beaks.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's Godfather. That's the best. I love that reference.
You want to wet my beak?
We used to. Are you finished?
I'm holding back. Like, oh, there were 7 things I was gonna say.
I'm sure
like, I
he's
better
holding
stop.
back.
Checked around.
So I'm going to get Daniel an Appletini.
Ace on the turn. Lock picks up the royal flush draw on the turn. Come on, Jason. You know you want to bet. He's too smart to bet here, isn't he?
I'm not so sure about that. It's not a smartness thing, by the way. I mean, when you have absolutely nothing, your only real choice is to rep everything. Phil Locke is more likely to vote Republican than he is to fold here.
How about Somerville folding now when it gets back to him?
That's far more likely.
Okay. The decision is on Phil Locke, and he is folding.
Wow, all hail President Trump.
I'm getting abused. They're all laughing right now. That's why I hate this stuff, because then they abuse you and they perform it. This is how bad he plays. That's why. Invite him to your game.
So Jason did just call. Wow. Okay, I'm wrong about everything.
Oh, boy. 8 on the river. Somerville gives up and checks.
I don't think he's really given up. His only option is to check raise. I mean, he did call with a pair on the turn. I really don't know what he's up to here. So Antonio's just bet 6,400. And if check raising was the plan, I think all the money has to go into the middle. I don't think he's calling and hoping that a 7 is good. So my guess is it's all in or fold for Jason Somerville. There's the fold.
And once again, 7 deuce is like 0 for 10 tonight. What does your mother call you, Joseph?
Stapes.
Stapes.
Yeah.
You guys are tight, huh?
Daniel's experimenting with the limp call, go all in
Limp
blind.
shove.
Limp call, raise pre, all in blind pose.
I know what I'm doing.
You're earning, bro. That's
I
what
know
you're
what I'm
doing.
doing. I'm winning.
Carve it up, take the money.
I told you I was gonna get all of his money, but he wouldn't give it to me.
Randy Lou in the
Give it all
small
to me.
blind calls the $200 straddle. Somerville calls. Maria Ho calls.
Nice little squeeze from Antonio. Squeezing those guys like a month-old tube of toothpaste.
All of me wants all your money. All your money.
Top pair for Lou, flush draw for Esfandiari.
It's a perfect board for him to keep betting. And you can't fold top pair. Randy!
Comes the turn. And now Esfandiari is open-ended.
Even more outs, which means he can semi-bluff this even harder. And I don't think the 9 is a bad enough card for Randy that he can fold.
No, he stays around to see the river.
Man, it's just brick for Antonio. But he is going for it anyway. I actually think, given Antonio's rep, that this is a crying call. It's just really hard to have a hand here that you bet 3 streets for value, and it's really easy to have a hand here that you bluff 3 streets and missed.
Wow.
Oh, so nitty.
Wow. What a play from Antonio Esfandiari.
I thought it was coming.
That's true.
She's the best.
Daniel, 800, no?
Okay, fine. What do I do?
Like
Put
playing
8.
high stakes.
16?
Look at all of these straddles.
Well, that would be balling as bro. Like, get 16.
The chat would go crazy.
Yeah, the back
We're not that
balling. Scott balling.
Hold on, I'll tell you if I regret it right now. Hold on. No.
All right, so I'm in position.
I just hope it turns into an Antonio, the pastel battle. That's what I want it to be.
Still battle? Well, I'm not folding because
I know, that's why I hope everyone folds and you guys, I want to watch a battle.
Pastel battle. I knew when I wore this shirt that it was very likely that we were going to be wearing the exact same color because he has like 3 shirts this color.
You're hoping
No
for
point in raising these trash hands because the straddles are going to defend pretty hard.
Here it comes. We're getting closer to the pastel little battle.
Go.
That is not a trash hand.
That's a good hand for Antonio.
It's basically like a 400, 800 blind versus blind situation. Yes.
He just calls. And are you kidding me? Daniel quadruple straddles and wakes up with kings?
Always.
Antonio's never going to believe him either, especially after the king 6 shenanigans from before.
He hates being out of position. It's
He
like,
understands
such
how
pain.
powerful it is to
It's
act
so, because
second.
when he's in position, he's like spanking all day, all night. Out of position, he's, hating life.
But he's sticky, you know, he's in there, stickiness.
Antonio calls, so we're going to see the flop.
We've got 8 grand in the middle already.
It may be bad news for Antonio who's got top pair.
This could be the worst thing that happened to Antonio since the invention of the lunge.
Daniel bets 5,000.
You want to see the pastel battle?
Pastel battle.
It's like 2 peeps playing poker.
I'm going to correct my hug.
Gonna what?
Correct my hug.
What? Where is he going?
Hug?
Hug.
Oh, hug. My hug.
Phil Locke is a great hugger.
That's a great shot right there. Great moment. That's right. Probably most hugs in one session shipped out. Phil Locke paid 4 hugs today.
By the way, Elke grunted when he got back. It's like he got more than a hug.
I don't really see tea with a spoon.
Well, I just wanted you to get the Cacatin release going on.
No, it seems.
Are you drinking something or eating something?
It's green tea with lemon, seeped for 9.5 minutes.
9.5. That's pretty long.
Oh, that's why you had alarm.
By the time it gets to me, 30 seconds have passed and we're at the ideal seeping time for optimal Cacatin release.
I think Phil's going to be on a lot more than cacatin. I've literally never heard that word before, by the way.
He's done more thinking about tea than I've done about my life decisions in the past 8 years.
I'm in.
Oh, right, there's still poker.
They really
What
do this?
is happening?
Are they both all in? Oh my God, you guys are the sickest people.
2 times?
2 times.
Here.
They're both all in an $83,000 pot. They're going to run it twice. Daniel way ahead.
Yeah, kings. It's so sick. I got this first one, I'm assuming.
Daniel wins the first run out, and he is more than likely going to win the second one. That is correct. Daniel doubles through Antonio Esfandiari again.
Blinds are 25 and 50. There's an optional $100 straddle for whoever's under the gun. There's also a 7-deuce game that is on. And as if there wasn't enough money that was going to get put in anyway, a $200 ante from the big one. Lose up to 400 with 9-6. Esfandiari calls. Scott Ball calls with King Queen. Come on, where's the action? Somebody repop this. What do you say, Dan O'Brien?
Dan O'Brien also a pretty big loser in this game. Still straddling, though.
Yeah, here comes that 7-deuce. Up to 2,200. It is yet to win here in Las Vegas on the Twitch Celebrity Cash Game.
He's down 30 grand right now. Starts this episode with a fresh stack of 10K.
In case you're wondering, if you win with 7-deuce in this game, everyone at the table has to pay you an extra $200. So far, 7-deuce has cost players combined almost $1.8 million. Scott Ball is all in with King Queen.
Ah, Ball. Scott's moving in with King High, and somehow it's the best hand, but he is not going to win this pre-flop.
It matters.
There will be side action between Dan O'Brien and Antonio Esfandiari.
I like my hands. I got good chances here, yeah? It's in a worse shape in my life.
Oh, there it is. We finally have a hand with some hope of winning, although Esfandiari's also got the flush draw, but Dan O'Brien flops 2 pair.
This should go part of the way to getting Dan out of the hole, provided another diamond doesn't hit. The money's probably going all in at some point, though.
All in.
Players all in. I think all.
As you predicted, Stapes,
Maybe no
all the
seven,
money is in the
seven.
middle.
One of them has 7
Diamonds.
And Dan O'Brien's not showing his cards.
Do I have to show?
Show for fun, guys.
We don't have to.
Esfandiari needs a diamond. Scott Ball needs 2 of them.
King high. Is that the best hand right now?
King high.
He's the nuts. He doesn't want to
Do
show.
7, of course.
No, you don't have seven. There's no way.
It looks like they're running at one
There's
time
one brick.
from the appearances.
Scott's drawing dead.
Seven Deuce hadn't done anything all night, and it finally comes to
Scott Ball is out of here.
In your hand too. You
Yeah,
knew.
no, it's pretty obvious.
taking my hoodie and hitting the road.
everybody. This is way fun. This is a lot of fun.
Good game, Scott.
Did you, what's it called? Did you get a producer credit on that thing, or you didn't do it? On the movie?
No.
I did. I had to.
You did it? Yeah.
I produced it. They're editing
The
it.
last time I put,
My friends just made a comedic short. They live in Denver. They're like comedy troupe.
I executive produced some sort of silly documentary thing and never saw anything of it. But I gave him 10 or 20K and never saw anything of it. So
What do you
actually, you know who it is actually?
Oh, you separately. I thought you were talking about the fountain.
No, not them. No, different guys.
Over to Phil Locke.
A7 suited for Randy. He'll be in.
Phil Locke, what's your silliest investment? Like if you're going to give a warning to the kids at home watching on Twitch who have, $100,000 looking to
When
make
I
an
was
investment.
around 20, I don't know, some mid-20s, I met I basically
Ooh, Randy
invested
didn't call. He raised.
4,000, I think was the number, into a photographer was going to take pictures of
Randy raised and got exactly
sneakers,
0
shirts,
folds.
whatever, like sports apparel, and sell. I think
Almost
something
6K
to
in
do
the
with,
pot
like,
as we go to the flop.
see, it was a bad investment.
It's a bad investment.
Antonio Slav's another draw, but those have been working out less often for him than Daniel's relationships.
Studio and then sports apparel pictures and the magazines and the money will come circling through, and all I need is $4,000 and I'll have the camera and I can use the apartment while I build out. But for 4 dimes, I'll have this amazing camera and I can start
Daniel
getting
firing with his top
Is
pair.
work
this a
right
friend
on.
here or just a complete
A friend of a friend,
friend of a friend?
and then I felt totally owned. What about like 4 months later, I started hearing through the grapevine that he wasn't working too much, and then one night on New Year's Eve, I just popped into a bar and he was with his friends, and there was like, it was like one of these lobster meals with bottles of wine and all. I was like, oh, there's where my investment is going. Yeah, okay, yeah, celebrate with nothing,
That'd be so infuriating.
I was like, okay,
it'd be like one of those, like,
duly
the pop
noted.
there.
And that was when 4 dimes was more than now.
Yeah.
So he raises to 10.
The raise makes a lot of sense. He's got a super strong draw, but if he bricks it, he's got 8 high at showdown.
Folding the best 10 now.
We've seen Randy fold and be right. We've seen him fold and be wrong. This is just such a weird spot because you call and you're right because you're ahead, but you're actually a dog to win the hand.
So what's the right call?
I have no idea.
I call.
He does make the call.
He's like, I'm sorry.
You know,
Leaves himself very little behind. He can't fold now.
You get 3,000 left.
All right, let's see what happens on the turn.
I'm all in.
He's quickly all in. Antonio calls.
I think I had you both beat, almost for sure. Yeah, I had him beat. and I
Things
had
got
both
much
guys
better
best
for
hand.
Randy on the turn,
100%.
but the river gives Antonio one of his draws
Oh, God.
and a $34,000 pot.
I had the best hand on the flop and folded like I told you. I had the queen 10.
Nice hand, Antonio.
Not now, Daniel.
Got away.
I had the queen 10 and I got away. I got away from Antonio.
You put it in right.
I gave you credit. I folded
Correctly.
top pair.
Like
missing the
0
court
credit. It's insane.
Randy made the correct decision.
Yeah, he was right too. That's the
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, that's
What
why you
percent
get.
did
That's why you
put
get no credit.
Weighted AOT.
If you turned up 10-10 there, you get more
The
credit.
AOT part came in.
Put at least 25%.
8-9. Yeah, he's drawing dead.
A little more.
That'll do it.
God, that's so sick.
No one believes it.
And then he turned gin. Absolute gin.
Absolute
3-7.
gin.
No, and then like
3-7.
river, it's like no.
Oh, maximum
How do you lose on
torture.
that river?
I didn't like the turn. I didn't think you had a 7. It was just such a bad turn card.
Thing is, for 2,300, if he checked the turn, he can check back and save 3,000.
Yeah, by the way, I was going to check
Yeah.
because there's no version of him folding now.
No.
My 8 high is no good.
You might as well save the
I was like, well, if
3,000.
he checks, I'm checking for sure. If I miss, I'm giving up. 3,000 is 3,000.
So Phil Lock's going to try
That's a lot
his
of
luck
diapers.
with 7 deuce against
They
the
say.
kings from Esfandiari.
Oh man, I think Antonio is likely to get out of the hole a little bit here. Phil's not going to give up on this easily. He's going to think this is a great board to rep his 7 deuce bluff on.
700 was the bet from Antonio. Quick call from Lock. There's maybe a card that Lock thinks he can bluff with.
Is that are you the fruit
Absolutely.
guy? You don't have you're not the fruit guy, right?
It's a terrible thing to call someone
Nice.
guy.
Nice. Great line.
Yes,
Off top.
yes,
Dustin's the fruit guy?
Does Phil make his move here? We know he'd be just chucking it into the abyss.
He's the weirdest guy in the world.
He is so weird, but he is the best
He's so
ever. And to use some of Antonio's words, I see no version of this where Antonio folds. Now this is getting juicy.
Here we go.
21,500 in the middle.
Phil Lock will be first to act after we see the river.
So some draws just got there, but not enough that Antonio would really be any more worried.
I check.
Phil's just checked. That means he's either giving up or he's going to go for some sort of check raise bomb.
And that would be massive because at this point, a bet from Antonio's got to be rather sizable. Yeah,
Yeah.
20,000.
Those pink chips are the big ones.
Wow, why didn't I just check call, check call, check call? Can't do that, right? Randy wouldn't have check called. Randy would just put in the money. Just curious, got to see what he has. But it's gonna hurt if he shows me a bluff, Dan O'Brien. Oh, it's gonna hurt.
Wow. Oh, please show 7 deuce. I'll be happy to pay you 200.
Ace 7, Randy. It's pretty strong. You know what's so sick is I had 8 high and I did not want you to fold. That's how stuck
Oh,
I was.
100%. How could
That
you?
was
I wanted you to
definitely
call
AOC.
so
How
bad.
could
I'm
you
like,
ever be
please don't
stuck and
fold.
want somebody to fold?
Yeah.
You can have top set, whatever you want. Don't fold.
I thought that maybe, but
Yeah,
No, maybe not that.
no. I mean, there's so much money. I would really, realistically.
Jason Somerville, been quiet as of late. Let's change that.
Give me
Jason.
more. Please give me more.
I've been there.
400's the bet from Somerville.
The reverse tell of like, you're in front, but I'm nervous that you're gonna fold. How much money? 4? All right. In.
I would like to see a pastel war of the highest order. Oh, it can't happen now. Oh, he got Switzerland did that. Get in there, Swiss style. Oh, I shouldn't have check raised. Randy, you would have just flat. You might have. Yeah, you got to check raise that hand. You got to check.
What, 10?
How can I not check that?
Okay.
Just check raise. Some
These
hands-
guys are maniacs.
He's like, wait a minute, I have the worst
Elky's
hand.
all in. Side pot between Daniel and Antonio. They've got so many chips behind. This pot could get huge.
I just leave in front. Whatever, we'll figure it
how to
out.
go now, but
I got good cards, man.
you got so sick.
Elky's 10s are holding.
What?
No, get me in the pot with this guy. He might beat me for 80,000.
Could be the biggest. That could be the biggest pot on poker night in America.
Decisions on Esfandiari.
I'm gonna learn so much about how poorly I play.
I wonder how many times that record's gonna get broken today.
That's
Biggest
the
pot
side pot?
played on poker night in
That can be
America.
right. There's another amount
Should be
right?
69 times 2, right?
Is that?
No, he had.
At 30.
Oh God, side pot confusion.
It's okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
fold
many
my big
chips.
hand anyway. You got anything?
No. I'm taking
Hold on,
this.
hold on.
So Daniel folds the better of the 2 hands.
In the middle.
I was gonna raise if you lived. If you called, I was gonna raise.
I did not like your call.
And kids, this is why you tip your dealers.
3 plus my 4.
Oh, then you have draw,
7.
The amount of math and figuring and dividing right now is crazy.
But you got 8 experts at the table, all trying to tell you what to do.
What is this? This is my 10,000. Right?
See?
You said 13.8.
So Antonio should get
That's
13.8.
10. 13. All right.
What do you think dealers' spouses say when they come home and say, "So, honey, how was your day at work?" Ugh.
Damn it.
They're usually other dealers.
Good point. They can feel the pain.
So look at that. Good job by Antonio getting Daniel out of the pot. He would have beat Elke. As it stands, Elke's going to triple up.
You distribute the power.
Everyone gets the same powers. So you start.
That's so sick.
Oh, I see.
You start with like 4 or 5
We
powers.
gotta create those powers and make the chips and make
I
that
love it.
happen.
I'm in.
You start with
Next
the powers,
Pokemon,
and then
next
you can only
Pokemon
use them
in
once
America.
per session. Obviously, once you lose it, you're done.
Yep. And you can't quit the game unless you're broke.
So once per session, though.
You can't quit unless you're broke.
But then you're
That
done.
rewards playing short sessions, though. That's the problem. Doing it once per session is hard, though, because if you play for 12 hours and somebody comes in for 2 hours.
Chips. That's it. If you quit the game, your chips go into the next pot.
That's a sick power. That's a lot.
You just can never, ever.
You can never quit.
You're not allowed to.
No, you quit, and then you lose all your powers.
No, if you ever get up, you can't take your chips.
Have you ever played in a game that had a mandatory number of hours you had to
Talking
play?
about a
No, we can play that way.
Hearthstone-style poker game.
Oh boy.
Because otherwise, you could use all your powers in one hand and be like, I quit.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You have to play a certain number of hands or something. I don't know.
Right.
Or I would suggest, like, every 50 hands you get restocked on your...
Or no, it's just a $50,000 penalty if you quit in your.
50,000 might as well be no.
Okay,
make it a rule.
penta, whatever, some number that matches the game.
I mean, at some point, yeah, you might as well make it a 600K penalty. I mean, no one's
Whatever,
gonna
I'm
quit.
just saying, make it.
So Maria's bet got rid of 2 opponents, but Daniel's not ready to give up on his queens just yet. Ooh, and he picks up a flush draw on the turn.
1 Baron, 9 months, 10.
He's pretty unlikely to fold to a bet here, too.
Oh man, think about that. We could make it into a brand, sell some T-shirts, subsidize the cost of the whole production. Turn it into a business. That's it. You turn it into a business. Make it a brand. Make it a thing. Do some public appearances. Make like the grand finale, like a charge thing. You have to watch pay-per-view. You know.
You stream them.
You stream it. Yeah, of course you stream it. Of course.
Why don't we charge for our shows tapes?
Do we not?
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we should totally charge for
I'll
that.
partner up with you on something.
And now we all have that idea, too. Does anyone have a pen?
That's how I run it up again. It was just a little baby idea, and then it just grew and grew and grew into an oak tree.
36.
Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
Probably has ace-7. It's good. Can't beat it.
Good fold.
Or something like that.
Just a little bit of house cleaning to get to. Blinds are 25 and 50. A $200 ante paid
I thought of it
at the time of your big blind.
Hearthstone.
And there is an optional $100 straddle.
Things cards could do. So I'm like, that would be so cool.
So I love that idea.
Wow. Right? It'd be neat.
Please invite me for the Inception game. Ooh.
Yeah, it'd be so fun.
I might do the 40K thing, you know? It's like, so cool idea.
Esfandiari pumped it up to 1100 with Queen 9.
Fletcher, you missed.
Negreanu called.
New river card, please.
Elke raises to 4,000 with Ace King
love that
suited.
idea. How much do I have to pay you to stay?
Okay, I'll pay. Nobody else.
Get
wants
him,
to pay.
kid,
I'll
get
pay,
him,
I'll
kid.
pay. I'll pay.
I did good last time.
Yeah,
I'll
you
get
did
one
great.
more.
I lost the freaking thing.
I know.
He won't make the same straight as me this time, I hope.
See, I didn't eat dinner, so that's the other thing. I'm hungry. I'm exactly even. I have $500 in profit, so it's even.
How much do I have to pay you to stay? I'll pay for your dinner too. Whatever, we'll get you food.
Where are you going, Jay Carver?
I'm trying to pay him to stay at this
Let him
point.
go.
I like him. I want him to be here. It's fun.
He's a better player than you, and he's not gonna.
I don't care about the money. I'm here for the fun.
He's not really getting active.
Back up.
He's like, okay, call, whatever.
3,500 was the bet and a quick call.
You're the cutest.
Kid, come on.
I'm not gonna go for it. You got it. I'm
Check on the river.
Oh my God!
Oh, sick. I knew it was a great card for me. I'm like, I'm
You
ready.
rivered me.
Carve.
It's been a pleasure, my friends.
Who's the 100?
Oh,
Where are you going anyway? What do you have?
I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna
run it
eat,
up, obviously.
and that's it.
Did you win money or lose money?
I won. I actually lost because Dan paid me 2K, so I lost.
4, right?
Huh? Dan paid you 2K, so you lost?
All right, Jay Carver, I accept.
Are you really gonna do that?
No, not pay. I accept that.
I accept the reality of the
Yeah,
situation.
I accept the.
I mean, I had such a good time. We played for 24 hours, basically.
Yeah.
More or less.
Lots of playable
One
hands shaping
Baron,
up here.
9 months, 10 hours.
And now we have this new thing we could be doing. This Baron.
Randy!
New
Look
world.
at this.
We got to fine tune the title. Something Baron.
Randy Lou, one of the players that's stuck pretty deep at this table, and he's going to climb his way out, hopefully with ace-8 of diamonds.
Well, I'm allowed now.
He's going to need some
Set
help.
This whole thing up here.
Oh, look at this.
I'm allowed. Because I did the, I'm allowed.
Yep,
I have the
you did
rule.
before.
So re-raise.
Look at this. Jason Carver. he
I'm
did
allowed
it
because of the,
12 times.
I
He is
called
allowed.
and then it was raised behind.
Yep.
I'm allowed to do that. That's part of what we
Yes,
said with
it's
call
part
day.
of the thing.
I got no more money left.
I got no money left.
Well, no, I'm saying like comparatively to before.
No, nothing, Daniel. You've got plenty of money
doing it?
left here, at home, in your sock drawer, in your box of Bellagio, and a pair of jeans left in the back of the
Again, you're
taxi.
bluffing?
Randy's like, no, I'm not
Unbelievable.
doing
He's
it.
always burning up your money. Huh? Here, I got like 30, 40. He's burning up your money all day with this move. He just can't help himself. Big blind, squeeze. Can't tell you. He's looking at my eyes like so scary. He does it every hand. I'm gonna do the Phil Lock hoodie.
Personal space. Please observe it.
It is pretty awkward when someone stares at you like that, though. I don't know how I would react. Maybe just pee a little. So Antonio knows Daniel's rep, and he knows he's not going to be 4-betting with hands that are worse than 8s very often at all.
About 35 behind, right?
I think Antonio's looking to flip. Yes, he is,
All
but
right,
he
all
is
in.
not flipping. He is dominated.
Sure, 2 times. You
Oh,
paired
so-
yet?
yeah.
Me too. That's bad for you, huh?
For me.
Okay. Big pot.
Daniel has doubled up through Antonio
Big pot.
twice
All in,
so
all in.
far since sitting down at this table, and it looks like
Let me
it's
know
going
if
to
you
be a
flop a
third time. They're going to run it twice
Well,
again.
we've declared pair versus pair. We just don't know who's winning, but I'm winning. I think.
Run out number 1.
That could, no, that's.
So this first run out's inconsequential because there are no 8s left in the deck. Antonio's going to need a lot of help on run out number 2.
Word for me. I'm pretty sure. If he turns over aces or kings, that'd be.
You're allowed to do that. That's pretty rude if you can.
Okay, that's a good flop for me.
And he is drawing dead.
$106,000 is the amount of the pot.
30.
Pot number 1 and pot number 2 of biggest ever won on Poker Night in America both go to Daniel Negreanu, and they both come courtesy of Antonio Esfandiari. Scott Siever is joining us in the 4 seat, and he is getting in this game late.
to start going. I am not going to do it.
That's all I'm saying.
I only get.
Yeah, straddle
No,
if you want.
don't do it.
Yeah, do
It
it.
gets too crazy.
You're
Don't
1,
do
you're
it.
2,
No.
I'm 4.
Yeah, you're
Don't do
4.
it.
I'm 4.
Daniel, don't do it.
You're 4.
4.
Don't do
Of course.
Oh, I call bull.
Starts with 30K, and right now there is a discussion over how many people want to straddle. And numbers are up because we are running out of time here on Poker Night in America, so expect there to be plenty of action.
Game is very big anyways, I think, Randy, right? What's the math on the average pot when you do 25, 50, 100 with 200 dead? That's 2, 3, 4. Wait.
Esfandiari makes it
2.
1,600.
You called, right? Correct. Okay, I'm going to see what comes.
3. 375. There's 375 in there people are attacking.
You talking about when it's 51? 25, 51?
Yeah, when it's 25, let me just do it visually. 51. That's 375, right?
Antes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough.
Scott Siever flops top and bottom up against Antonio's top pair. I'd say this seat's working out really well for him. Boom.
You are correct. Stapes, we're going to 7,100.
Somehow he just knew Antonio's got something this time and not his usual air. And Antonio is drawing thinner than Kate Moss during Fashion Week.
All in.
What did you say, Pastaro?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, king 630.
He makes the call.
He calls.
Wow, we're going to see a winning hand here.
One time.
They're doing it one time. Vicky, this is fun, huh?
Antonio needs to hit a 10, a 4, or a 5, and no.
Oh, Antonio.
He is tilting like the
7 was
artwork at
stupid.
Stevie Wonder's house.
I'm not saying we have to do it on TV. We could just do it. Like, have fun one day and
Like you guys ever hang out when you're not on TV?
I think it's a great idea. Hearthstoning poker.
This whole thing sounds like an idea someone would come up with when they're hearthstoned.
Special powers.
I love how excited he is about everything always.
Yep. This is a real brilliant.
Daniel?
Yeah, but I just mean in general, like it gives me like hope and makes me like happier. It's like look just like how like
I love
loving
watching
life
that.
he is.
I
He's
like
loving life.
That 17-minute video he did at the TDA talking about FCOTD versus LCOTD.
I didn't see this.
Love that.
Wait,
love
for
that.
real? I didn't hear about this.
He lobbied for last
First
card
card
off
versus
the
last
deck.
card?
Yeah, and Matthew Waxman and Dan O'Brien
Antonio's
showed up.
probably not ditching ace-queen on a board like this, not for one bet.
There was some. I like
The 3 seed and the 6 seed have been playing a lot of hands together
and helped Daniel create
here on Poker Night in America.
names, people signing that they liked them. So it was like a little
Decent card for Randy on the turn, but he can't bet 3 streets with his hand, so he checks.
thing got shut down or whatever.
Antonio hopeful for the river, which does not come in for him.
And Antonio loses another one, assuming he doesn't bluff raise Randy off his value bet.
I don't need to go back, but Daniel O'Brien was trying to